Hello, everyone! My name is Deckerlink, the trained unprofessional. I know nothing of hairstyles, and I just know that I want to keep playing this. It's the June route, and we're gonna play. Let's go! Let's do the thing! Wow, it came out immediately. Okay, I need to redo this. I yawn, walking through the school gates while lazily rubbing my eyes until they nearly begin to water. That is entirely too hard. That is way too hard with the rubbing. I lost track of time last night and ended up staying awake until nearly 3 a.m. watching TV. In your bedroom? Okay, cool. I was so desperate to distract myself from my own mind that I completely shut down instead. Probably not the healthiest way to deal with my own issues. Oh, hey, it's the fucking mice! Oh, good morning. A familiar voice and look up to find two mice. I had taken to walking on both sides of me at the same time. What's up? Morning. Sam managed to mutter out a half-hearted greeting in response. Man, I even sound defeated. Two brothers hearing the tone of my voice share a glance with each other, raising their eyebrows. What the Fitcoon, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. You know when I'm fine sounds convincing? When you sigh deeply right before saying it. I have a lot on my mind. Might not have gotten much sleep either. Shorter Mouse gives me a friendly pat on the back. Dude, you boned. Huh? How much sleep did you get last night, Rutherford Coon? I went to bed at 3 a.m. Why? Yeah, like I said, you boned, screwed, completely Alright, I get it. You can stop talking now. The mouse laughs, sounding incredibly amused with himself. Did you remember today is the first day of midterms, right? Oh, shit. I freeze. Two stop in their tracks a few steps ahead of me once they notice. That's not the face of someone who remembered. Take a few deep, slow breaths. Crap. Gene whistles, staring at me with an amazement look on his face. Wow, you're a lot calmer than I thought you'd be. I was hoping you'd flip out. Kinda underwhelmed, I gotta say. Gene, that's mean. You shouldn't laugh at other people's problems. The mouse clicks his tongue, looking up at the older brother with a frown. Jeez, you're such a titty goody two-shoes. Or titty good shoes, apparently. I sigh once again, and both heads turn to stare at me at the same time. You gonna be alright? Other than the fact that I didn't study at all and my head isn't even properly in place? Yeah! You act like that's a big deal. You never study, and you always get good grades anyway. Freaking annoying. Well, you certainly are the authority on annoying. Gene cocks his head to the side, clearly puzzled by my statement just now. Taller Mouse, who I always known to be brighter than his sibling, covers his mouth with his hand and chuckles. What does that mean? That it's a good thing you're pretty. He puffs his chest with pride, thinking he just got complimented. He cracks a big smile. Hell yeah, I am. Good on you to notice. Gene snorts, trying to hold back laughter. I don't think that means what you think it means. Eh? Then what does it mean? Gene smiles warmly, putting a hand on his brother's shoulder and slowly shaking his head sideways. I'll tell you later. Come on, we need to return some library books before class starts. You're already late on returning it as is. Oh, right, I had completely forgotten about that. Two start walking away, their torsos turned around so they can look back at me. See you in class, Rutherford Coon. Bye-bye, zombie. I waved them off as the two rush ahead towards the buildings. Zombie, huh? I wonder if I look that bad. What the fuck was that? I walk into the classroom, going up to my chair and dropping my bag on top of my desk. From the cursory glance around the room, I see a bunch of students hunched over their desks, desperately flipping pages in their textbooks and notes. Man, midterms really are brutal, aren't they? Must be harder for the people who have to keep on top of those while also studying for college entrance exams. Glad I don't have to bother with that sort of thing. However, there was one figure I sort of expected to see here that is sadly still unaccounted for. June's desk is still empty, with no sign of him or his belongings. It's weird, he's usually already in school by the time I get here, and I was late today, too. Taking another look around, I spot one person that isn't doing what I expect them to be doing. I walk up to Ryoji, who's leaning back in his chair and playing some game on his phone. Okay, are we really getting the, remember the side characters episode? We get these every once in a while in this game, where it's like, oh, hey, remember everyone else? Jeez, he wouldn't drop those even on the day of his exams. Is he really gonna go by with a near failing grade 3 years in a row? You already playing games this time in the morning? Glances up from the screen, only a split second registering my presence and looking back down on his phone. Wasn't expecting a lecture from you of all people about it. No lecture. More like awe. Oh, then that's good. Well, I'm in awe of just how irresponsible you can be. But then again, I did stay up until 3 a.m. watching television, so I guess I'm one to talk. You gonna be okay for the test? I'll be fine. There are 4 midterms every year. It's not the end of the world. If I fail this one, I'll fail on one of them. There was so much wrong with that, I don't even know where to start. Well, give me a plan anyway. Have a dark fancy. No kidding. Isn't that the gotcha game that's been getting really popular lately? Bear nods, tapping on his phone screen with the same blank look he always has on his face. How's this one work anyway? Like, how do you play? It's a tactical battle system like the Titan Battle Series. I don't fucking care. The units you get have different skills and stats and fill different roles in battle. You can deploy up to 10 at a time. Huh. Well, that's not what I expected out of a game like this. Actually, that's not what I expect you to play at all. There are character quests every time you level up on a unit, and you can choose a unit to romance at any time. Suddenly everything makes so much more sense. He nods again, his eyes on what appears to be a character's stats screen. I can see the character's portrait, level, and information like health, energy, and so much more. To be honest, it looks like a really detailed status screen for basically amounts to like a gambling game. Then again, I don't play these, so I don't really know what they're supposed to be like. The gameplay definitely seems to be just like any other tactical RPG I've seen. Hey, there he is! Before I notice it, I'm leaning over Ryoji's back, watching his screen with great interest. The bear seems to pick up on this fairly quickly as he leans his phone slightly, so I have a better angle of view. Wow, the game even has voice acting, and the characters use special skills, too. How fancy. Oh, and the visual effects are really good, too. And this thing's production values are through the roof.
What are we looking at?
Wah!
Jesus! Don't just shout like that. You scared me.
Scared you? When did you even get here? Don't sneak up on people like that.
I sneaked up on you?
No, you were fine, Kobayashi. He was the one freaking out. Yoji looks up at me with an uncharacteristic glare, having dropped his phone when I cried out. Luckily, it only fell on his table, so nothing got broken. Still, oops. Sorry. Looking around, I see a lot of unfriendly faces pointing in my direction. Not a good way to start the day.
What are you doing anyway?
Huh? Oh, yeah, just showing me this game he's playing.
Really? Wait. Hang on. We have midterms today. Why are you looking at games?
I'm really surprised that he'd be playing.
I was talking to you.
Me? I'll be fine. Besides, studying 10 minutes before the test isn't going to help anyone anyway.
I don't know. Wouldn't you want to feel like you did everything you could until the last possible minute? That would at least make me feel better.
That's just for soothing yourself. I don't think it helped that much. Besides, if you're panicked enough that you feel the need to cram right before the last second, I doubt you'd absorb any of the information you read up on anyway.
I guess that's a point.
Jun's tail lashes behind him, betraying his attempt to look calm. Are you okay?
Huh? Me? I think so.
I grabbed Jun's arm and motioned to the back of the classroom with my head, gently pulling him along with me. He looks surprised by the sudden touch, but otherwise follows me without an issue. Are you sure you're okay?
What? I don't know. I think so. Why? Are you okay?
That's a complicated question. I didn't sleep much last night.
Oh. because of the exams, or there's a question hanging in the air, not finishing his sentence. Whether it is because he doesn't want to or can't, I'm not sure. I kind of forgot we had midterms today. Is that bad?
What? Of course that's bad!
Are you sure you're gonna be okay? The last thing I want is for you to get a bad grade because of me.
Man, I studied about as much as I always do. I should be fine.
Really? That's a relief.
I pulled him away because I was worried about him, and somehow this ended up becoming about me. When did that even happen? He's really good at that. He's a deflection master. Did you study at all?
Of course I did.
Outside of the time when I tutored you?
Yeah.
Is that so?
Yeah, I swear I studied. You don't have to look at me like that.
Good boy.
Don't call me that.
I guess I might have been overthinking things. All things considered, June seems to be doing well. Or at least as well as June usually does.
Do you even know what tests we'll have today?
Yeah, don't you? It's on our schedule.
It is?
Don't you ever check?
I think I checked it once right after I started school here. I also think I lost mine a while ago.
You could have just gone to the staff room and asked for another copy to be printed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'll go with you to get a new one during lunch break.
That'd be really helpful, thank you.
Brother Rankin, you really need to keep more on top of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's just that my old school was much more lax with our studies, so I guess I fell behind when compared to a more prestigious school like this one.
I really want to know what the hell kind of school he went to before that left him so unprepared for basic responsibilities you have in high school. The Department of Education really ought to take a long, hard look at those guys. I say. And to answer your earlier question, today we'll have social studies.
Okay, but which ones are social studies?
All of them.
All of them? That's 5 different subjects!
Yeah, day 1 is hell day. After that, we do 2 subjects a day, which is much more manageable, although each of the subjects' tests are much bigger to make up for that. Subjects that compose the curriculum can vary a bit from school to school. The really important stuff like math, Japanese, and whatnot are taught at every school, but for stuff like social studies, they can be broken down into multiple subjects or taught as one giant class. For ours, social studies is composed of history, geography, sociology, politics, and philosophy.
Oh no. Can I see your schedule? I want to know what tests we'll have tomorrow.
Physics and chemistry on Tuesday, world and Japanese literature on Wednesday, math and health on Thursday, English and Japanese on Friday. 2 Japanese classes. Oh, Japanese literature, sorry.
What? You know that stuff off the top of your head?
Sure. It's the same order every year. Follows a pattern, too. Social, science, social.
Oh man. I wasn't ready to deal with physics tomorrow already. What am I gonna do? I'm just as bad at it as I am at math.
Study right after you get home from school?
But I need to practice too.
What are you talking about? Club activities are paralyzed during midterms. That's why it happens the week after the festival. So there's one big break and then it's back to normal.
Really? I didn't know that.
There's a lot you don't know. It's shocking, honestly.
Do you suppose they'd let me use the music room anyway?
Oh, honey, no. Yeah, somehow I don't see that happening.
Oh.
But seriously, if you feel that insecure about physics, then you should really head home right after the exams today and study.
I guess.
I can help you if you want.
You can?
Sure. I'm used to tutoring people anyway, and I'm sure you already noticed that I'm good at it the last time I helped you with your homework.
Yeah, that'd be great. You're a lifesaver, Rutherford-san.
I'm glad you think so.
Should I come over to your place after school?
My place, yours, doesn't really matter to me. Whichever you prefer is fine.
You know my parents. I don't think they'd give us room to study. They'd be constantly prodding and wanting to talk to you.
That's a fair point. Yeah, we'll go to my place after all. Oh, there's fucking Shima.
Alright, class. Everyone sit down and listen.
Shima-sensei walks into the room from the front door carrying a pile of papers in his hand, which I assume are tests. A few murmurs of students conversing with each other quickly died down, and everyone quickly goes to their desks.
I'll take you more later. See you on the other side.
Okay. Why does it sound like you're about to get killed off dramatically? It's just a test. You sit right next to each other.
Alright, good. Everyone's in place. This wasn't as painful as I thought it'd be. Certainly a lot less whining than we got last year.
That's because you walked into the classroom blowing an air horn last year and kept blowing it every time someone opened their mouth to ask a question.
Yes, and since the school has taken my air horn away and told me that I'm not allowed to blow it in the class willy-nilly, we all got to hear your interjection, Nekanishi.
I see the cat, who sits right in front of the classroom, shifting on her seat and crossing her arms. Given how quickly her mood can grow sour, I can only imagine she's glaring daggers at Shima-sensei right now.
Here in my hands I hold your fates. I'm sure many of you might say this is an exaggeration, but know that you are all seniors, and grades you get are all the more important. Colleges won't take only your results and entrance exams into account, or at least not the ones you are worth getting into. They'll also check how you did in school, in your extracurriculars, things like that. With all that in mind, I believe it goes without saying that any bad grades you can and will affect you in the future, especially now that we've reached this critical juncture. We'll first start with everyone's favorite subject, history. I'll hand each row a stack of test sheets. Everyone take one and pass the stack to the person behind you.
It's not entirely uncommon for Shima-sensei to rub people the wrong way, but man, he becomes even more of a nightmare during exam week. People grumble and groan at the mention of history, probably because no one has fond memories of the subject thanks to Sensei's unorthodox zeal in teaching it.
I trust I don't have to tell anyone that if I catch any student talking, whispering, glancing, or gesturing, or even thinking towards, about, or with another student, I will take away their tests and give them zeros. Are we understood?
The entire class nods in understanding, most of everyone now wearing very visible frowns and scowls. I mean, the mood already wasn't the best, considering we had tests looming over it, but man, the atmosphere here tanked so fast, it's surprising. Shima-sensei claps both hands together, looking around at the one final time with a smile.
Very well. You can all get started on your tests then. I wish you all good luck. I really doubted myself when making these, so I'm sure you'll all need all the luck you can get. Oh, gadget.
That might be the hardest voice to do now. Oh, God. The worst part is this guy really thinks we'd be happy to know that. He doesn't even realize that no one else shares his passion for history. That sucks. I love history. I don't know if it should make me sad or annoyed. A few hours later, a few hours later, boom, ba-doom. The members amongst the students grow even more impassioned with each passing second. As soon as the bell rang for the lunch break and Shima-sensei left the room, people started talking to each other to compare notes, confirm their answers, among other things. Right after we were done with the history test came both sociology and philosophy. That means after lunch, we'll have to deal with politics and geography. I want to say that I saved the worst for last because those classes are a real pain in the ass, but all of social studies is a pain in the ass. Grab my lunchbox from inside my bag, place it on top of my desk. I turn around to look for a certain tiger and find him in what I can only describe as a catatonic state. So fucking cute. I love... Again, I don't like the fact that he's freaking out because I know what it is like to freak out to this degree. But he's so cute the way he squirms around like that. I'd glance sideways every now and again when Shima-sensei wasn't looking to check on how June was doing. I means I gotta watch him grow more and more frustrated until I was pretty sure there was smoke coming out of his head as his entire operating system crashed. Man, I really hope he didn't bomb the exams too badly. Hey there, Tiger. How you hanging?
I'm finished. It's done.
Oh, those are not good words to hear right after a test. Here, how about we put your table together with mine and we go over our answers while we eat, okay?
Okay.
Man, he looks really frazzled. Poor guy must be freaking out by now. Come on, June, cheer up. I'm sure you can't have done that badly.
You heard Shima-sensei. I don't have the luxury of doing badly at all. I might as well kiss my schooling in Europe goodbye if I do.
There's no point in freaking out so soon. You studied hard, right? The fruits of your labor are bound to show themselves.
You really think so?
Of course. Provided you really did study. You're not stupid, June. You're just really easily distracted. Give him an encouraging pat on the back, trying my best to cheer him up. If he crashes and burns before the day is over, he'll really be screwed with the next 2 tests. I don't know when it was that I took the responsibility of managing his tension, but I'll still try to do my best. Come on, let's eat. Can't think on an empty stomach. Take out your lunch.
Yeah, you're right.
At least he follows my instructions diligently enough. I suppose he doesn't have enough fight left in him to go against what I say. Not sure if it's a good or bad thing.
Do you think Shuichi-san and Mizuguchi-san will be coming over today?
Hard to say. They might be going over their answers with their classmates too. Goofing off too much during lunch break isn't a good idea, otherwise you might end up getting distracted.
Yeah, I guess.
Of course, that doesn't mean a little levity and welcome. There's only so much stress your mind can take before it snaps. Here, you want a sausage octopus? What in the good fuck is a sausage octopus?
Oh, thank you.
Well, at least he's easy to distract with treats. What'd you bring for lunch anyway?
Egg salad, rice, and curry.
Oh, sounds pretty good.
Yours a lot more stuff than mine, though.
And might have gone a little overboard when cooking yesterday because I wanted to distract myself. I brought some pork cutlet, rice, sausages shaped like octopi, omelet, salt and vinegar roasted veggies, potato puree, and catsup. What the fuck? You backed a buffet? This is bullshit. My Nanaki's lunchboxes ended up being the weird mix of Japanese and Western food. Not that I mind. Definitely felt like a brick inside my backpack with how densely I packed it, though. I don't think I'll be able to eat all of this, so feel free to have some too.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Your cooking is really good, Rutherford-san.
Happy to think so. Actually, can I try some of yours? I don't think I've ever eaten your cooking before.
Sure, have some.
He lightly pushes his lunchbox toward me, and I grab a little bit of curry and rice. Whoa, this is really good. Surprisingly mild, too. Kind of sweet.
Yeah, I like to add a little more mirin than one might usually. I like the sweetness.
Jeez, you're a sweet tooth even when it comes to lunch.
Guilty.
Well, I'm not going to complain because it's really good, but you should really watch sugar intake.
Noted.
I playfully rib him whenever given the opportunity. Gives him a chance to bounce back, and I can tell he's already improving his spirits quite a bit. Honestly, I'm relieved. Last thing I want is for him to be sulking all day, especially if we go over to my place to study afterwards. There's just no way we could make any progress if he's sobbing and freaking out the whole time. By the way, you already know when the next piano competition is going to be.
Yeah, I have the schedule for the entire year. Know it off the top of my head, too.
Really? And yet, you don't have the school's schedule. What kind of backward sense of priorities is that? At least he at least put equal effort into both things. You're not going to be able to go to Germany if you flunk out of school in favor of doing well in the piano competitions.
The next competition is going to be next month, though I'll have to travel for that one again. Actually, out of the next 4 competitions, only the last one will be in town.
Sounds like a hassle to deal with.
I don't have much choice. I need results to make up for my time away. I told you this before.
Fair enough. Do you have a new set list for this next competition?
I do.
And
it's good.
sure, what are the songs?
What's the point of telling you? Every time I try, you just complain, saying that there's no point since you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Guess that's true. Well, how about you show it to me instead? Say this weekend, after we're done with the exams. Oh, he's blushing. June's entire face suddenly lights up for some reason. Me saying something so innocent seemed... Oh, innocuous. I was like, why does innocent look so weird? Is that a cue? There's no cue. I don't know what the fuck happened to my... It's 3 in the morning, you know? I'm recording way later than I normally do, so... You take what you can get, I guess. Me saying something so innocuous seems to have cheered him up more than any amount of encouragement I could have attempted.
Really? I'd love to play for you again.
Wow, I didn't think you'd be so happy to do it.
No, I love it when you watch me. It really relaxes me whenever you're around. It helps me stay calm, even when I'm stressing over the sheet music.
Is that so? I don't know how I'm supposed to take this. My face feels hot all of a sudden. Just fuck already.
Although if you want me to play for you, then you're gonna have to come over to my place.
Sounds like a plan. June's tail slowly sways back and forth behind him. He's such an open book. His body language is so easy to read. It's kind of refreshing being around someone like him. It's really easy to tell when he's genuinely happy or excited, which takes a load off my shoulders since I don't have to constantly second guess his intentions or feelings. Even in the rare situations where he's lying, it's always painfully obvious that he is lying. Although that part can be a little annoying when I know he's lying and can't tell what about. Actually, scratch that. Super annoying when when that happens, but still.
So, Rutherford-san, can we talk about our answers to the tests? We've already been chatting for a while and I haven't gotten to it yet. Most of my lunch is gone too.
Oh, sure, let's start with history then. Oh, a few hours later. We're finally done with our tests for the day. June is trudging along beside me with a sour expression and sagging shoulders. He hasn't said a word about the test for anything other than complaining about it. I think the only time he went quiet is when he went to the staff room to ask for the next schedule copy for him. Probably because he didn't want to start bitching in earshot of the teachers.
How was I supposed to know what year Nobunaga Oda died? I barely even know who he is in the first place.
Come on, it was middle school level. That was a middle school level test question right there. Shima Sensei only put it in there so he could say how he was fulfilling the curriculum. Since he barely gave any classes on Japanese history like he was supposed to, he just threw in a few super easy questions that everyone should know instead to say he did his job. I was about to complain about it since I got all of them right. They were easy points, but June didn't seem all too pleased about it. In fact, he'd been bitching about every single one of these tests, getting more and more vocal about it as we continued on the topic. I've been trying to go unresponsive and just let him tire himself out, but it seems like he doesn't require my presence here to continue on with his rant.
That's easy for you to say. You probably did really well.
That's neither here nor there.
It's still true, though.
We won't know that until we get the results back. He grumbles under his breath, clearly dissatisfied with my answer. My guess is he wants me to engage him so we can keep venting. I don't want to sound like a jerk, but that's really annoying and I don't want to deal with that. Oh boy. Oh, the boy. From the corner of my eye, I catch the figure of a husky walking past the school gates. His steps faster enough than ours that he passes us without saying a word. It's easy to notice someone that big walking by after all. Hey, Shoichi! I call out to him and he promptly stops on his tracks.
Shuichi-san, I didn't see you there.
June runs up a few steps between us, dodging through the other students, passing by on their way and stopping right next to Shoichi. Oh, he was just trying to get away too, I bet. Shoichi turns around very slowly, the look on his face catching me by surprise and makes me freeze. Oh, God. Oh, God,
Do you two need me for something? June's face goes a few shades wider and he stares up at Shuichi slack-jawed. Whoa, is everything okay? Yes.
Really? It doesn't look like it. You seem to be in a bad mood, Shuichi-san.
Oh, fuck. He looks down between the two of us, almost as if he were studying us. His eyes stop on June for just a moment. I could swear he frowned a little, too. Just as quickly as the frown came, Shuichi's whole face relaxes and he let out a loud sigh. Really, I chalk it up to my imagination, but June's whole body shivers lightly right next to him and he looks really put off. I'm just tired. Today hasn't exactly been relaxing.
Oh, I see. Did you have a hard time with the test, too?
Among other things. I just have a lot on my plate right now. Do you need any help? We were heading home so I could tutor June, but if we can help... Sorry, not this time, Rutherford. Right now I just need to get home and lie down for a few hours.
Are you sure? We could go out, maybe try to have some fun. We could invite Mizuguchi-san and Keisuke-san too.
Sorry, I'll pass. Besides, I should really get home and study. I can't afford to let my grades fall. And I'm pretty sure Saya and Urishihara will be doing the same. Good luck with your studies, you two. And Rutherford, take care of June-kun, alright? Sure. Oh, the fucking... Okay. It's a fine line between me feeling bad for him and he actively being... being kind of a dick. See, that's the thing, right? Is that when you have feelings for someone, intense feelings for someone, it really sucks to not have them reciprocated. I know that feeling very well. I imagine a lot of you do too, if not all of you. The problem is it's not the person you had feelings for. It's not their responsibility to put up with your bad reaction to them having their own interests in their own life. And if you were friends with them and you rescind a portion of your friendship as a result of them not also wanting to further advance their feelings between you, then you're not being a good friend. It's the whole friend zone thing, where if you are friends with someone and you feel like you could take it to another level but they don't want to, and you can't get over that, get the fuck out of the friendship. Plain and simple. It's not going to be easy. Obviously, it just happened. But for Shuichi, it's been 2 days now. It's been 2 days since he found out that not only is his childhood crush interested in men, possibly, but not him. But fuck, man. Like, he's not full on get the fuck over this, stop being a dick mode, but like, he's getting there. It's getting to the point where the time has passed. And also that comment, take care of June, that is kind of inexcusable. Yeah, he's going to, I imagine he's going to get better about it. He's going to kind of adjust, move along. He's got a lot to deal with outside of this whole thing anyway. But yeah, Shuichi, you don't get to just be a brooding dick forever because your childhood crush likes someone else. You get a little bit of that. And I feel for you. But you can't keep doing that for too much longer, because that shit will not fucking fly. The two of us stare shocked as Shuichi walks away without another word. Did something happen? He seemed fine the last time we talked. No, he didn't. Was it something I said? June visibly deflates next to me. All the excitement he had mustered when he saw Shuichi quickly left me like a deflating air balloon. A lot of deflating happening in that sentence. What just happened? Come on, you're not gonna get down too, are you?
I wonder.
Wonder what?
Huh? Oh, nothing. It's nothing. We should probably get going.
He knows. He figured it out. but we're like an idiot still and just like, huh? Why is he being such a douche? I don't understand it. Come on, are you hiding something from me now?
They're not hiding, just not sure what to think.
Examine his face long and hard, trying to decide whether I believe him or not. June is such a crappy liar that it's really easy to see when he's hiding something, but at the same time, he's so stubborn about his secrets that trying to pry it out of him, I fucking skip too quickly. Trying to pry it out might just land me in trouble. Alright. Let this go for now, but I just want to get home, because I just want to get home and help you study.
Thank you.
Oh, no, you thank me yet. I'm still going to give you a drill sergeant level of tutoring, so you better be prepared.
Roger that.
Maybe tormenting him a little bit might help me deal with my frustration. Oh, we have him in the bedroom. Doesn't take us long to get home. June insists that we stop by his place so we can get changed, saying he didn't want to be in his uniform all afternoon. Not that I blame him for that. I just waited outside his place while he got changed, then we headed to my house. One of the first things I do when I get home is turn on the fan. Weather's pretty okay earlier in the morning, but as the afternoon sun rolled around, it started getting more and more overbearing.
Cool air feels so nice.
It certainly does. June leans his face towards the fan, and I watch for a little bit as he as his fur blows along with the wind. I find myself smiling for some reason at the sight, somehow feeling relaxed just looking at it.
Do you want to get changed too, Rutherford-san? I can wait outside.
If you're gonna ask me that as soon as you walked into the room, then why did you even walk in the first place?
I didn't really think about it.
You're fine. I don't mind staying in my uniform. Besides, it helps me focus.
Focus?
Yeah, if I get changed, then I'm just gonna want to sit down and laze around and that just sounds like a terrible idea. So I'll keep my uniform on while I need to be productive.
Oh, I guess I understand.
Not that it was a very complicated concept, but... So, where do you want to start? June starts fiddling with his bag, opening it up and checking his notebooks inside, probably trying to think of how to tackle the situation.
What tests do we have tomorrow?
You should just look at your schedule. We just got you a new one not an hour ago.
Oh, right.
He fishes the folded sheet of paper from inside his backpack and starts looking it up. I'll admit that I could just tell him the answer, but he really should get into the habit of looking things up on his own. Not least of all because I don't want to end up tutoring and turning into his personal search engine.
Let's see, we have... Right. Physics and chemistry.
Exactly. I know you said you weren't doing well on physics, but what about chemistry?
I'm doing better than in physics.
Doesn't exactly fill me with confidence.
Sorry, my studies are a mess.
Well, not much you can do about it. Honestly, I feel a bit bad. I promised a while ago that I'd start tutoring you, but I've barely done anything to help.
What? No, it's my fault. I was all too happy to let you forget because I really didn't want to do it. Besides, I barely even study when I have the time. I just start playing video games or something.
Yes, he really is a kindred spirit. Oh, I suppose I at least do the bare minimum. Alright, no good will come of lamenting, so we better get this started. Since you were doing worse in physics, let's start from there. Once we go through the whole material, at least once, we can check chemistry out.
Okay.
A few more goddamn hours later. I absentmindedly stare out of the window, watching the sky darken with each passing minute, the typical quiet that comes with nighttime bringing in deafening silence in my ears. The irregular sounds of June's scribblings on paper is the only thing breaking the monotony. Every now and again he'd ask me questions, but for the most part, once we went over stuff a couple of times, he started getting the hang of things. Now he's just doing some exercises to work things out on his own and make sure the lessons are sticking properly to his mind. He's not stupid like he sometimes says he is. He's just unbelievably lazy. Getting through to him is a chore, but a decent amount of reminders of what's
on the line managed to get him sufficiently motivated, and also pretty anxious. Fingers crossed and hope things work out for the best. I feel something poking my shoulder and look to my side. There he is. I see June's face sitting alarmingly close to mine, making me flinch for a brief second. Luckily, he doesn't notice that. Tiger's holding out a piece of paper and sighing, his left brow twitching a few times.
I think I'm done.
Man, it almost feels like someone sucked his soul out of him. He's so listless. That was a good lisp sentence. Really? All of them? Damn, that was faster than I thought.
Rutherford Song, that was cruel. You gave me more exercises to work out than we had on our tests.
Nah, you only think that because the social studies tests are shorter. These are about the same size you'll do tomorrow.
And that was even more cruel. What if I'm too fatigued tomorrow to focus on the tests?
Just make sure you get a proper night's sleep and you'll be fine.
Yeah, sure.
He slumps forward, resting his chin on part of his chest on the table. His eyes flit towards me every now and again while I do is go over his work, checking them against the answer keys and grading his paper. He might have been complaining about it, but he did a decent job. I mean, for only a single day's worth of studying. We're not going to get any miracles out of him, but again, the other tests I made him take when we first started, it's a marked improvement.
Well,
yeah, you did better.
By how much?
You got 74% correct.
No way, only 74? That's not enough to pass.
I mean, sure, but that's nearly 30 points more than before. It's something that you actually make up for in the next you can actually make up for in the next tests.
I know that, but I can't just be making up for my grades. I need to do my best if I want to go where I want to go.
The big cat sighs and whines, his chin still smushed up against my table. The fur around his cheek is somewhat bristled, and even his tail is lashing behind him. Not only that, but the way his brow is furrowed, it's making a somewhat comical fold right in the center of his forehead.
Rutherford-san, is something the matter?
What?
You're staring really hard at my face. Is something wrong?
I am?
Yeah, you didn't notice?
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I didn't even notice I was staring.
You say I'm bad with that sort of thing.
Shin sighs, grabbing his paper and going over it once again. Taps the tip of his pen idly against the desk at a regular interval, almost as if he was marking a rhythm.
Here we go again.
You sure? It's already kind of late. You've been at this for a while. I don't want you burning yourself out.
Oh. Would it be too much of a bother for you?
No, that's not what I meant. I just don't want you to push yourself too much. It might have the opposite effect if you're too tired to focus on the test tomorrow.
Isn't that what I said just now?
Well, on second thought, it had a lot of merit.
Can we keep going anyway, please? I feel like if I review where I went wrong one last time, I might be able to get it right.
Alright. Just remember that if you want to do well on the midterms, you're going to have to keep doing this every day for the rest of the week. Just because you can handle it today doesn't mean you can last a week.
I can handle it.
Sure you can. Alright. See this question right here. You're doing it right at first, but June leans up against me, listening very attentively to my explanations. I wish he could apply himself like this more often. I don't think he'd turn into a model student, but at least he'd be getting passing grades.
Oh, so I do it like this?
I have to explain things more than once, but he does eventually catch on and fixes his mistakes. Before I even noticed it, June has scuttled up so close to me with his chair that he's nearly leaning his body against the left side of mine while we were going over my explanations. Only a small distance separates us now. This is probably the closest we've ever been. And yet, I don't really mind it. It's a pleasant, calm feeling. It's nothing grand or exciting. It still leaves me feeling peaceful. I don't really know how to explain it very well. Slowly I lift my left arm until my hand is just at hair's width away from his head. I want so badly to reach out and do something, but I don't know what. I'm afraid of trying to do something and messing things up. These complicated thoughts I had the past few days just come rushing back in with full force. I'm okay with being friends. I'm okay with being close. But thinking of making a jump to a romantic relationship scares me. Makes me anxious. Makes it hard to breathe. Just to think of how badly I could screw things up and how he could come out hurt. I don't want that. The fear is so bad it's paralyzing. But I still want to reach out to him. I want to close the gap between us even just a little bit. Even if it's not much, I want to feel like I'm walking forward. I asked for time to think things over, and I've been obsessing about it since yesterday, but if I want anything to happen, if I want to come to any kind of decision, then shouldn't I take a first step towards it, even if it's scary? I hesitantly begin to pet him, going very slowly and trying not to make a big deal out of it. Jude doesn't make any noises or sudden movements. In fact, I at first think he doesn't even realize it. But then, almost as if it were nothing, the few centimeters that separated us are quickly closed, and the tiger leans his head to rest on my shoulder. Calmly, naturally, he continues to listen to my now shaky voice. Calmly and naturally, his tail swishes behind him, getting a little bit closer each time, till it's wrapped tightly around my waist, and the tip is resting on my right thigh. I'll give it to him, he's surprisingly smooth. I catch my voice faltering, and I get the urge to look away. But I know if I make a big deal out of this, it'll probably affect him too. For good or bad, he's a pretty empathetic person. If I let the atmosphere get awkward, he's gonna feel it even more than I will. So, does this make sense so far? I somehow managed to get through all the questions he got wrong with only minimal stuttering.
Yeah, it does. At least I think it does. Can you make another exam sheet for me?
Sure, just give me a few minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna go over these again while you do that.
He pulls away from me, leaning forward onto the desk while he goes back to work, redoing the questions he got wrong. I take a deep breath right afterwards, sighing. I'm conflicted. I feel both relieved and disappointed right now. Why can't I just understand what I want? Just keep in mind this is the last one. After you're done with it, we should probably wrap up for the day. It's already nearly 9 p.m. and you need to sleep.
Okay, no problem.
He's gonna angle it so that he stays with us. I don't know. Nope, he didn't do that. Okay. That would have been smooth. Would have been smooth. Well, it's Friday, so it's the end of the fucking exam week, I guess. Damn. Yep. Last day of the midterms. Well, we'll see what day 23 brings to us now that the exams have finished on the next one. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the trained unprofessional. You are not. I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.